The roar of a Harley
What?
echoed through the parking
You gonna
lot.
call the cops?
A group of bikers, loud, brash, and amused with their own swagger, stormed into the quiet roadside diner. But they weren't the ones who'd turn heads that day. In the corner, a frail old man sat alone, slowly eating his scrambled eggs. His eyes told stories of distant lands and hard-won battles. His silence was sacred until it wasn't. It was a chilly Tuesday morning in a small American town tucked beside the highway. Locals frequented the Silver Spoon Diner, where the coffee was hot, and respect was still a currency people valued. In the far corner, near the window, sat Walter Reynolds, a 78-year-old retired U.S. Army colonel. A gentle man with a back as straight as his principles. His weathered hands clutched a mug of black coffee, and a small U.S. flag pin clung to his coat lapel like a badge of honor. He came here every week, same table, same order. Not for attention, but to remember. His late wife, Helen, used to love this place. It reminded him of her. Of life before the wars. Before the pain. Around 10 a.m., the comm broke. 3 bikers rolled in. Loud engines. Loud laughs. They stomped into the diner like they owned the air. One of them, tall, tattooed, with a leather vest reading Hell's Howlers, spotted Walter. "Look at Grandpa Patriot over there," he smirked. "Must think he's still guarding the White House." His companions laughed. The waitress shot them a glare but said nothing. Walter kept his eyes on his eggs. But the biker wasn't done. He swaggered over, leaned against Walter's table, and said mockingly, "You get that costume at a yard sale, old man?" Walter calmly looked up, his voice soft but unwavering. "I earned it." Silence. The laughter died. The room felt colder. Walter turned his eyes back to his plate. The biker scoffed and shook his head. "Whatever, old man. Dinosaurs like you should stay extinct." A few patrons gasped. One man muttered, "That's enough." But no one moved. That's when the door swung open again. The bell chimed. And everything changed. In walked a young man. Fresh haircut. Broad shoulders. Combat boots. Crisp army dress blues. He scanned the room. Saw Walter. Smiled. Then he saw the biker, still leaning over Walter's table, and his smile faded. He stepped forward with purpose. "Excuse me," he said, his voice clear and commanding. "Is there a problem here?" The biker straightened up. "Who's asking?" The young man didn't blink. "Staff Sergeant Michael Reynolds, United States Army. And that man you're disrespecting is my grandfather." The color drained from the biker's face. Michael continued, his voice rising so the whole diner could hear. "This man served 3 tours in Vietnam. Saved dozens of lives. Carried wounded soldiers through jungle firefights. He received the Bronze Star for valor. He built this country while you were learning how to rev your engine." Walter looked up, surprised. "Grandpa didn't tell you that, did he?" Michael said, looking around. "Because real heroes don't brag. They remember. And they carry the weight of their memories every day." The entire diner stood still. The waitress wiped a tear from her cheek. The biker looked at Walter, then Michael. He shifted uncomfortably. "I didn't know." Michael cut in. "You didn't care to know." The biker looked down, then back at Walter. "I'm sorry, sir. I crossed a line." Walter simply nodded. Respect isn't about who yells loudest. The biker turned and left. His friends followed. The door shut behind them. Silence again, then a single clap. Then another. And another. The diner erupted in applause. Not for Michael. Not for confrontation. But for Walter. For sacrifice. For quiet strength. For dignity that never aged. Michael sat beside his grandfather. "I had a few days leave," he said. "Thought I'd surprise you." Walter smiled, his eyes misty. "You always do." Later, as they left the diner, a young boy ran up to Walter. "Sir, are you really a soldier?" Walter bent down. "Once. A long time ago." The boy looked up with awe. "I want to be like you." Walter chuckled. "Then be brave. And kind." The boy saluted. Walter smiled, and for a moment the years rolled back. Because heroes don't wear capes. They wear silence. They wear scars. And sometimes they wear a simple lapel pin in a quiet diner on a Tuesday morning. In a world that often forgets, respect can be the loudest silence. Because some men speak volumes without saying a word.